There we go. Oh man, that was weird. Hey y'all. Welcome. Okay, so the funny thing is I was literally just watching, I was getting my streams ready for tomorrow to like put up on YouTube. I've been really bad about putting them up lately. The last couple, at least the ones that I've done on my Mac Mini, I've been getting ready to put them on YouTube. That way they're there, people can go watch them, all that kind of thing. And as I was getting ready, like as I was watching them, I actually just saw the first, like whenever I watched like the little clip, I saw Cairo, who is right there behind me, actually like be in the exact same spot, which was kind of funny. Anyway, hey Destin, welcome in. Welcome. Hey everyone, also everyone else who's possibly watching, welcome. Usually I have blue hair, usually I have some kind of color hair. I'm in the middle of that process right now, so I'm sorry if you came for the different colored hair. Because my hair is so dark, I have to actually usually go through a 2 bleach process where I wait a week in between. Because, I mean, if you can't tell, I have black hair normally, and being able to go to a color requires me to bleach it. And because I keep my hair color short, I do not like to pay for people to actually do it. It would look much better if I had someone like actually do my hair and actually do the not gonna go. I love it. Stuck. There we go. It would actually look much better if I had someone do my hair, but alas, I don't. I just do it myself because, like, why not do it myself? Anyway, I don't know. I like to switch cameras, and I'm trying a slightly different angle than normal, so we'll see what happens there. If you're joining me for the first time, hi, I'm Megan. I work with lights and stuff like that, and then on the side, I like to do iOS app development and stream. Welcome here. That's why we're here. So I also make iOS apps on stream, and that's what we're gonna do today. I'm still working through all the wonderful game controller stuff. If you've watched the past couple, then you know that I've been working on some game controller stuff, and that's been a lot of fun and causing my hair to fall out. Jake, I'm so glad you're always here to chit chat. Welcome. Feel free to chit and to chat. We are here for that as well. Cool. Let's hop in. There we go. All right. So we have the game controller here. I don't know where my game controller is. I think what I need to do and what I will be trying to do is I will try to build this and see if maybe I'm gonna unplug. Chat. Yes. I'm so glad. I love my friends. They're so great. Y'all are the best. Oh, is it there? Hold on. I'm not looking at chat. Oh, check. Oh, go back. Oh no. I'm gonna break everything trying to show Jake's sub badge. Check that out. Jake got their sub badge there. Look at that. Dobby, I'm gonna stop as I yell at Dobby. Woo! That is fun. Now you can actually see the rainbow you're building. It's so great. And I'm guessing you can go back. You can go back whenever you want to get the other badge, to get the founder's badge if you ever wanted. But I mean, the rainbow is so nice. Okay, so I was in gamecontroller.swift. I was making this game controller class the last time we were here, because the game controller is going to be where we actually sync things together. Thanks, Justin. There we go. I have been caffeinated. I have to go buy more coffee today, actually. We got really on this like weird cadence of buying coffee, and it's completely not dealing with iHog. Of where we like, ooh, Jake, thanks for resubbing. Woo! There we go. But we got on this weird cadence of like buying coffee where we used to be able to buy coffee every Sunday. But what usually ends up what's happened for the past 3 months is one of my friends got me a coffee subscription. So every month for the past 3 months, we've gotten a new bag of coffee, which is a pretty neat idea. I really liked it. It was a really fun gift. The coffee was super duper good. So for those 3 months, we were getting new coffee, but it would come in at an odd time. And so then the last time we finally finished this last coffee, and man, it was really good, but that threw everything off because we ran out of coffee on like a Wednesday. So then we had to go get coffee that day. We were able to prolong getting coffee now by another day of the next week. It's a great time. I'm off on my coffee schedule anyway, at home is basically what I'm saying. All right, so the first thing I need to do is actually set up the game controller. It looks like I don't care about keyboards. This is the part where I need name game controller did become current, game controller did stop become current. I think this is exactly what I need here. So we're just gonna copy this. And paste it. Anyway, I hope y'all really enjoyed that. Like, I'm out of sync on my coffee. I think I have enough. I think I have enough to get by till. I think I have enough to make one more cup today. So tomorrow we'll actually have to go and. So today after work we'll have to go and get some more coffee. Okay, so I also learned something new. I learned something new from the, I don't know why Notification Center isn't here yet, but we'll figure that out. I learned something new inside from this like test app, and how this works is that you can actually put in, so we already talked about how I like to use Mark and break out the comments like that way. But something else I found out is if we go to playback here, which has, no, hold on. I have one that has like a whole lot of stuff. That's not it either. OSC helper. If we go to OSC helper here, we see all this, like all these different marks and all these wonderful things. You can actually end up putting lines inside this menu here. So I could do, if you just do // dash, I think I might have to do / mark dash. So now that I put / mark dash, what'll happen is we actually get lines, like section breaks inside here, which is pretty nifty to me, especially for someone who likes to comment their code a lot and get their stuff looking nice, that you can and go through here to find the specific spot you're looking for. This little dash to break up the file is super duper helpful. So I just thought I would share that is a nifty thing to do. All right, so inside game controller now. It's upset because there is no notification center. I know, right? It's just something really, really nifty. Real quick. Okay, excellent bitrate. Awesome. I love it. But yeah, so I just really like it. Anyway, I just thought I would give you that tip. Okay, what are we upset about? We are upset, insert function, expected function, but there shouldn't be a function needed. I don't even think that this is necessary, but okay. Extra protocol is... Nope. Okay. Let's just... Oh, it's because it's not inside a function. Duh. Right? Because this had to be inside a function. Yeah, setup. I love when I'm like, why is something not working? Oh, because it needs to be inside a function. That makes sense. You don't just put stuff, this isn't JavaScript. You don't just put stuff randomly like outside of you don't put stuff randomly outside, not inside a class or whatever. Okay, so what's it upset about now? Game controller has no oh, because it is a property somewhere, I feel like. Yeah. Is this an extension or a class? No, they have a class for game controller. Oh, they have another function for handle keyboard did connect. So where is that? Game controller. Boom. Oh wait, you can do a dash to get, okay. I really like documenting my code or commenting my code in it. So this is really cool. Of cool stuff that I'm finding out. I don't know why I keep opening that. There's no reason to right now. Okay, so this is just the keyboard did connect. I really don't care about keyboard did connect or mouse, register mouse, controller. The wife has made it to work. I know that y'all are really concerned every day to make sure that happened. Okay, so we take in that notification. So this is still Objective-C. I was hoping that there'd be a different way to do it besides Objective-C, but alas, there wasn't, apparently. So you still have to do an Objective-C function to get this notification. I feel like there should be a way to do it without Objective-C nowadays. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, apparently I'm wrong because this is what's happening. Function handle controller did connect. Notification. Unregister, then register. Okay, so then we can say here, we'll just do something super function it. I know. We're gonna take care of that. Controller. Something. Well, I don't really care about keyboard, like I said. I'm gonna say I don't care about keyboard, and I'm gonna be like, but I want keyboard shortcuts, and then I'm gonna have to come back in here and work on that. I know myself enough that is what I'm gonna have to do. And it's still gonna get upset because it is not exposed to Objective-C. So we need to add Objective-C. That should be what I need there. Great. And then we're basically going to do the same thing, but with a did disconnect instead of did connect. Did disconnect. All right, so that should be... Also, not only the game controller connection, not only does it set up a line in here, so we have that line there, it also adds a line to your code as well. And I'm curious if I go to editor minimap. Ah, it puts the line in the minimap as well, which is pretty cool. I don't use the minimap, at least while on stream. just because it is too much. And I never remember the shortcut to... Anyway, it doesn't matter. All right. Because it just gets too much. Like, it's too much on that small space. Okie doke. So then... we need to send it the notification. Underscore notification. Okay, so then this actually creates the game controller, a game controller type, and then sends it to register game controller. Okay. But where is gamepad? Oh, duh. Okay, so then game controller here, we create a new gamepad that's of the extended gamepad. Hey, Monsieur. Welcome. Thank you. I have yet to cut it. It's blonde now. It will tomorrow night. I mean, not tomorrow night. Tonight, we get to cut. Katie's going to cut it for me. We've done so good about not going anywhere during the pandemic. Like, we have not gone to hairstyles. We haven't gone out to eat. We've been so good about trying to be safe, just because Katie is like around 600 kids all day. So so we don't want that to spread out as much as possible. And that, like, even though things are dying down, we tried really hard not to go. I've tried really hard not to go to this hairstylist, and it's worked so far. I have been successful so far. So Katie's gonna cut it tonight for me, and we're gonna get it all nice and short. And then if I don't like it, I will just wear a hat for the rest of my life. No, my wife has always done a really good job on my hair lately. But hopefully the next time I'm live, this is blue. I'm hoping. I don't know. I don't think I have to do another bleach. I usually do. I think I'm just going to risk it for the biscuit and try to and just go and dye it blue without doing another bleach in it. Dark hair and color just don't mix, and I hate it. Okay, so this is if we are controlling a micro gamepad. So the micro gamepad is like a Siri remote. So I really should just do an extended gamepad. I don't really care about anything else. I don't have these questions. That's okay. Lots of people just don't care. Yeah, no one has these questions. Okay, so I don't need to worry about the micro pad, but I still think I should do a guard, like an if-let for the gamepad here. Right? That way, if I do a game, that way there's always a gamepad connected. I mean, there should always be a gamepad connected, but is that what I need to do? Also, what does it mean by strong controller? Okay. Oh. I think that's what I need to do. I still need to do this if-let thing. Okay, so first let's go back into the handle controller did connect part. Right now, it's a lot of copying and pasting and trying to understand what Apple did in their sample code because I can't find their WWDC video. But on top of that, who is excited for WWDC this year? It got announced, I think it's June 7th through the 11th. Is that right? WWDC, yeah, it kicks off June 7th through June 11th, and it's gonna be all online again. I'm so excited. It'll be a good time. I'll ask off work again. I did that last year. Well, did I do it last year? I didn't have to do it last year. That was a nice thing. So last year I didn't have to ask off because of the pandemic stuff. Okie doke. Sounds good, Destin. But then this year this year is I will ask off for the whole week again. Also that gives me some summertime, like to enjoy off and go frolic with the dogs and stuff. The dub. It's a good time. It'll be fun. I actually really enjoyed going back and watching the videos. And last dub, I was actually asked, like, with like minimal experience, and it was a cool experience, but I was asked to talk on a panel at some kind of like online conference that was happening around it. It was pretty cool. And we talked about like LGBT in the tech space, which I mean, I have experience because I am an LGBTQ plus part of the alphabet there. But I don't really have the tech experience, like I don't work at a tech company, like what you would consider a tech company. I consider where I work a tech company, but like I don't work at a Facebook or a Twitter or an Apple like type company. So it was interesting, and it was interesting to hear everyone else's experience on the panel as well. But it was a fun time. It was fun to be a part of that experience because I had never done something like that before. Okay, so I'm just gonna, there should be no hints needed. Unregister, register, init. Do we need haptics? Did he? Don't remember. Overlay. Okay. Okay, so those are just like, okay, great. My Discord link is not working. That's awesome. I don't know why, but I feel like Discord should be coming in through Stream Elements. But everything else is, so that's cool. But make sure if you're watching and you like the talk and you want to keep talking about stuff, make sure to go join the Discord. It's a fun time. Once you're in there, you just have to hit the checkbox. In server rules, acknowledge that. Oh, there it is. Just have to acknowledge the checkbox and get in, and go, and you can start talking. Basically, the checkbox is to get rid of spam, and then also to make sure that we don't like hate in there. So just be nice and be courteous. That's all that's asked. We're just gonna copy this. Because, why? What else would I not? All right, so let's go make these things happen. Okay, I don't think I need this yet, so we're just gonna comment that out. Unregister game controller, cannot find unregister, so we need to have an func unregister game controller. My default is just always do something, because, I mean, why not? Then we need a register. Register game controller. Do something there. And then that should be it. Oh, and the game control register game controller is supposed to take in a actual game controller. I don't really care. Thanks for the lurk, Jake. I appreciate it. All right, so inside here we have the game controller, then we have the different button triggers. So let's go figure out what exactly button triggers I need. There it is. Wait, did I just read iOS 7 game controller tutorial? I probably will need that at some point. All right, so this is the extended gamepad, which is what the it's the extended gamepad, which is what the PlayStation controller is, because it has the two buttons on the top and the bottom, and then it has the two shoulder buttons, the triggers itself, the boom, 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 those trigger buttons. Then it has the four face buttons and a diagonal button. These things over here, and it has the directional pad and then the two joysticks. So if you ever need to know, the DualShock is the extended controller. Oops, wrong thing. Controller, this value, left shoulder, right shoulder, D-pad, button A, B, X, Y. Okay, so this is gamepad, left, right. But what is jump to? Okay, so gamepad current. And that is a G, just the whole controller itself. And then we have a game controller direction pad. Which we assign to the left or right joystick. Okay. And then we have, oh, but there's a DualShock gamepad and an Xbox gamepad. Oh, it just extends and it lets us use the touchpad button, primary, secondary. That's cool. But it should also paddle buttons. What are the paddle buttons on an Xbox controller? So instead of, not mine. We're gonna delete that. Back. All right, so inside register game controller, we need a buttons for input. Do I actually have to, though? I feel like I don't have to assign these things. I feel like probably part of assigning is because they're trying to use multiple game controllers. But where else? Right trigger, press change handler equals button B dot value change handler. So I feel like part of this is because they're trying to assign this to do other things. But let's go through here. Hardware, iOS game controller. There's no way to test game controllers in the simulator. That's good to know. Okay. I know this is actually a little bit old, but I'm sure it'll be a little bit helpful at least. Game controller design. Must not require a hardware controller. Yeah, I don't. Getting started. Haha. Then add a new to your private interface. Well, okay, I missed something. Connecting the thumbstick. Okay, I don't. Not really helping me. Serve. Did connect, did disconnect. Unpause the game if it's currently paused. If not equal null, set up controller controls. Set up controller controls. So let's see. Establishing under most important is the code that follow. Well, hold on. I'm skipping things. I need to be better about not skimming. We then call a separate and this for a for loop to detect input changes for each controller individually. I see. Okay, so that's just going through each controller that's connected. Then input detected. They didn't take the person here didn't take the time to actually format these correctly. They just copy and pasted and called it good. It is a pain on Medium to actually format code. And the only reason I know that is because I've written a lot on Medium, and like I would rather take a Git. I use a gist instead inside my code inside here as much as possible, just because then I know the GitHub gist or whatever you want to call it is going to be it's going to work and it's going to be formatted correctly and you don't accidentally miss some indentions. Input detected. See, this just has a gamepad and it just takes the gamepad's left stick, right stick. Okay, so I should really probably work on trying to get that, just see if things, okay, so that's what's happening here, button A value change. So, do something, we're gonna do something. Register game controller. What are my different buttons again? You're not gonna be able to see this because I need to be able to see it. So I'm gonna drag it off my screen real quick. All right, so we should have 2 shoulder buttons. L1, L2. Yeah, Dobby? No, Thorgy. Thorgy just went, super duper loud. It's been a great time. Oh, the boys. The boys, the boys, the boys. Okay. And how did... The first thing they did, they get a game controller, and then they get game controller button input. Um, and we make it an optional. Car. Okay, let's just have that for now. I really don't know what that's for, but I just want the buttons on the right. Let's just try that. So if like gamepad equals game controller dot extended gamepad, button A equals self dot gamepad left right. Okay, gamepad button A equals gamepad dot. Okay, actually, we're gonna do these different. Because I just want them to like, hold on. Position, color, beam, effects. Because I could see position, color, beam, effects. So basically, I think I'm kind of thinking ahead here. And I might actually end up changing this because I think I'm going to make them customizable at some point. But I think these 4 buttons here, around here, they're going to be assigned to very specific buttons inside the app. Like they do very specific things and they're always going to do these things. So I think by doing that, 2, 3, 5, hold on, 1, 2, 5. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so I think by doing that, I can be very specific on this can control position, color, beam, effects, and then I can do the encoder wheels with the rest of the buttons, the rest of the controller. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so let's see, button A, button B. I know there's not. How do I want that to go? I want button A to be position, color, beam, effects. So we'll do effects, beam, color equals Y, pad dot button Y, position equals gamepad dot button X. I know it's been written to, but it hasn't been seen. So let's see. Let's just do position dot Value change handler? Aha. Hold on. What is going on there? Equals that. Maybe I did need the speed controller. I don't really know what that does. So here we have the game controller button input. Let that great. Oh, and that's just so I can call it itself. Well, I don't really care about that right now. Let's just do print value. Pressed. Pressed. My only complaint with the M1 so far, the only thing that I have been able to complain about, and I think it's a fair complaint, is that unless my magic trackpad is plugged in, it acts very strangely, and it's due to where the Bluetooth signals are and how it is inside. That so far is my only complaint about my Mac Mini. It's usually not that big of a deal because I just keep my trackpad plugged in, but sometimes it is a big deal. Okay, so I have this like game controller, register game controller, unregister. I don't really care about unregistering. I really just want to do something. Where is... it is weird. Like my, it lags. It's the Bluetooth, and it's because it's connected over Bluetooth. It's because I said something. Maybe I shouldn't have said something, Monsieur, because it wasn't happening to you until I said something. But I think that's what the case is. So then where do they go? And well, it should already be connected. Gasp. I know, right? So whenever I like ran that simulator, like the pointer just went all, I don't know, I think you can maybe see it. The pointer just did all this fun stuff all by itself, which was great. And so that's been my only complaint so far. Other than that, it's been superb. I've been super duper enjoying it a lot. All right. So I don't know why I plugged it in and then put it on the MagSafe charger. That does not make sense. I'm just trying to see where I actually set this up. Okay, so game controller equals game controller. Button overlay. That is not what I want. That's not what I want. Yes, this is what I want. Game view controller, but I feel like this is the app's main view controller. Supported interface orientations. It's fine. It's because they did. Great. They have the game controller, the overlay. I don't know. Let's just do something. At this point, like I mean, I'm not losing anything by just playing. Start. I have no idea if this is actually going to do anything, and I can't test in the simulator, so that's fine. Where is my phone? Let's see what happens. Alright, I can't actually show my phone screen anymore. I redid the... well, I can now. Where is it? Camera. Oh, I'm there again. Megan's phone. Can we change this to tall? There we go. So, put that there. Connect is doing something. Oh, I don't know how to, I don't actually know how to connect these. How to connect stressed. How to connect DualShock to iPhone. And I think we have to go into preferences first. Settings. Yeah. And then we're gonna go into here. So in settings, we go to Bluetooth. Then we are going to grab the DualShock, press the PlayStation and the share. 1, 2, 3. It should start flashing. It's not flashing. Did it just not turn off? Is it not charged? There we go. Now it's flashing. And now inside my app here, or my phone here, it's waiting. Oh, there it is. Ooh, and it's connected. Okay. Now, if I go back here, oh, I think we got... I don't even... What song is it? It is. I like it. It is. That's fine. Whiz Kid. I don't know. But I like it. Boom. I don't like streaming with my headphones on anymore. It really just hurts. It's because it hurts my head a little bit. Oh, hey, look! I have a game controller here. That's nifty. So it's connected. We know there's a controller connected, which is great. But how do I access that controller now? but that's a good sign. So we have controllers connected. I feel like I'm missing something as to like what things need to happen. Like where do I actually get this connected to? Last update time interval, that doesn't matter right now. Notification centers. Set up game controller. Oh, where's the init? I don't... That's probably the issue. They don't actually initialize this class at all, I'm guessing. Init. It takes the scene view. Overlay, main scene. Light. Okay, it doesn't do anything. Oh, set up game controller. Aha. I shouldn't have to override anything. Oh, it has to be after. Okay. And then super.init. Overriding and declaration. I don't have a declaration anywhere, do I? Yeah. Init. I literally did exactly what they said, but that's fine. All right, so we have that. But pushing the buttons isn't actually doing anything. Because I feel like, in theory, we should be getting changes. Position, color, beam effects. Okay, so I feel like I'm still doing something wrong. Which is fine, like, I figured I would be. I'd be doing lots of things wrong. Welcome back, Dustin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have been able to successfully get my game controller connected with my phone. My game controller sees that there's my app sees that there's a game controller, which is a plus side. But that's about where I'm at. Triggers. And then we have a register game controller here. Okay, so I feel like I'm not actually listening for the game controller. Like, we have an observer, but we don't know, we haven't actually seen it change. See, like we have this observer here and we know the name is going to be here, but we don't actually see it change completely. Keyboard did connect. Oh, I wonder if I'm just not... Handle controller did connect. Register game controller. Oh, hold on. Am I... Oh, no. Okay, so this is... That doesn't mean it's running every time. This is just like when it connects, this is what we're doing. We register the game controller. Well, what's in the unregister? Because I never actually implemented the unregister. Oh, okay. It just takes it to nil. That's fun. Okay. Control overlay. Let's see. Literally just building the overlay. Well, let's see. There should be a moves or something. So that's sound. Audio, controlling the character, animating the character. Might be what I need. Nope, it's not. Attack, dispatch, we'll play a haptic, walk. I feel like I'm just missing something really small and I'm trying to figure out where I'm missing something. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that the music is good. I just kind of put it on Epidemic Sounds and was like, yeah, the funk sounds good. Let's do that. So I haven't actually played any of it. Oh, this is only character. Oh, that makes sense. Why nothing's there then? Will press. Did press. So that's on. The overlay itself. Controller jump. Jump to definition. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Literally, it's just a function that says controller jump. Okay. I hope this is fun for y'all, for me trying to like go through example projects and actually figure out what's happening. Set up. Did I put in a controller? Okay, so I didn't actually do anything with the controller. Well, that makes sense then. I need to actually register game controller. Controller. Well, duh. If I don't have a game controller to actually like work with, that makes sense. Aha! Look, it presses a button. I am so... Oh, why? Why'd that happen? There we go. I am so excited. Boom. Check that out. Okay, anyway, I should probably stop that. But that is exciting. So I'm gonna actually commit this right now. Local changes. Stage everything. And this is real quick. I am woo, thanks for the bits. I'll play them also. Get double it. Woo. Thanks, Jake. I appreciate it. Yeah, that game controller support was like awful. It wasn't awful. It was just taking a lot to figure out. Oh no, what's going on here? There we go. Too many buttons. This is what happens when I get too many buttons in front of me. I just want to press them all. Okay, so 37. Oops. Okay, so iHog 37. We're gonna say this can read in a game controller button press. Okay, and push. There we go. I probably actually shouldn't have pushed that up, but that's okay. I did it anyway. There we go. Okay. So we got that pushed. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to implement that now, to get that into test flight once, you know, this is all done. I don't think I actually need the game controller option there for the settings. I think the option there for the settings doesn't really do much for me, but that's where I hit it. It's minimizing. There we go. Yay, and thanks for the Sydneys, Dustin. Woo. Yeah, but we got the game controller, we got that set. So now we can push a button. So now I need to actually make it push the right button. Which I think I think Apple just literally calls what it needs to call. I was like, why is it not registering? Well, because I didn't actually tell it to do that. I mean, it makes sense. If I don't tell it to do that, like, it's not gonna do that. Self.character, if self.character, then we attack. I love it. Attack. Okay, yeah, so all it does is it increases or decreases your attack count. Okay, so yeah, I need to do the, I need to get that in there. Okay. So it's basically, and it triggers other things. So like, this is the scene node, so that makes sense. Awesome. I am so ecstatic. But I still need to, in here, get all of the rest of them set up. And I don't really know why. I just copied, but that's fine. Which is great. Like, I'm glad that you can actually also see if it's pressed or not, because that's actually going to be really helpful. Oh, I know it's time to stand. All right, I think that's actually where I'm going to stop. The Apple Watch is complaining at me that I need to stand. I really need to stand now. I got in a good stopping point. I know game controller works. I'm super happy. Thank you guys. Thanks for the bits. Thanks for the Sydneys. I appreciate it. I'll probably actually continue this on tomorrow just because now I got it. I'm like, either I'm going to continue it on tomorrow or I'll continue on my own tonight, and maybe there'll be a test flight build. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, so again, thank you guys, and I will catch y'all later. Bye.